I currently have a credit score of 999 according to Experian, and these are the 5 ways I have achieved and maintained an excellent credit score. So the first one is something pretty easy to do, is signing up to the electoral roll. Number 2 is credit utilization. So I have maintained this as 10 to 30%, and this is the amount of credit I use every month compared to the credit limit I have been set. The next one is having a credit card. So as soon as I turned 18, I opened up a very basic credit card account, which was associated with my current account. And I have kept it open since, even though I don't really use this particular credit card. But just one important point to note when coming to credit card, please pay it off in full every month, so you're not paying any interest on that card. The next one is not applying for credit or loans too often. And the last one is paying off every bill, such as my phone bill, every month on time. So I just have a standing order that my phone bills, every other bill just gets paid automatically off, and I don't have to worry about it.
The number of people coming on this app telling people with credit card debt to just put everything on the credit card and pay it off right away, that's not going to work. There's billions of dollars of credit card debt in Canada and trillions of dollars of credit card debt in the United States. If you have credit card debt, you need to pay it off and cut her up. Having no credit score is honestly better than having a low credit score, because if you pay your bills every month, your rent, your phone bill, your utilities, you can apply for manual underwriting if you absolutely need a loan. That's where they take a look at your bills and you as a person before making that decision, not just your number, your credit score.
One thing I wish people had told me earlier in life is how important, even as a young person, it was going to be to have a high credit score and to have credit established. This affects so much more than I realized as a young adult. Not only does it affect things that are initial on the surface, like can you buy a house, can you rent a place to live, can you purchase a vehicle, it also heavily affects your employment. If you're going into business or if you're going into finance, a lot of those companies are going to be looking at credit. And if you have a bad credit score, this can really run you into a very bad place when it comes to all kinds of problems that you're going to run into in life. If your rent gets hiked where you live right now and you have to move and you have a bad credit score, most places are going to turn you down. If your car transmission goes out on the way home from work or school today and you quickly got to go get another car, you're going to get absolutely ripped at the dealership for 17, 18+% if you don't have a 500 plus credit score. So this can really just put you in a terrible spot. And I heavily tell you that it's set up that once you have a good credit score, you have to do everything possible to keep it. And the ways that you can build credit initially, if you don't have credit, is just get whatever basic credit card you can. Now, I will tell you, I'll throw myself under the bus here. I'll put myself out. So due to some, life circumstances several years ago, I didn't have great credit. So what I had to do is I had to start from a very low credit score, and I did a bunch of research on YouTube on how to figure out, what can I do to, just watched a ton of videos. What can I do to build my credit up? So the first thing that I did is they recommended that I get 3 credit cards, and, none of these have good interest rates. And what I did is they said, use one for your gas. And as soon as it bills, have it on your phone. As soon as it bills, so you got gas today, tomorrow, once it's on there and you can actually pay for it, pay it off the next day. Then they said, use one for your groceries and charge it, and then the very next day, pay it completely off. And then use one more right there for your lunch every day, or something that you have a regular bill on, your cell phone bill, and pay it with the credit card, and then the next day, pay it off. Don't ever let it stack up and get behind on you. Don't think of these as emergency credit cards to be able to use to cover your expenses. Think of them strictly as these 3 cards to build your credit. And as soon as you put something on that credit card, pay it off the second that it shows up on your phone the next day. And I just did this for a year, and in a year my credit score went up 123 points. So then when I needed a new vehicle, I was able to go and get it, and I set it up. And again, you're going to do things and make sure you don't miss a single payment, that not a single payment is late on anything that affects your credit. So then with my vehicle, when I bought it, I bought a used car. I put it on automatic payment 4 days before the due date. So it just automatically comes out of my account and it gets paid. So in another year and a half now, in addition to having those 3 credit cards and being able to pay my car payment on time every month now for a year and a half, now in total, in 2.5 years of doing this, now my credit has gone up over 300 points, and I'm at the point now where it's a really good score. I'm in the low 700s, but I want to get it all the way up past 800, but it's going to take some time and not making mistakes. And at the point that you get over 725, over 730, it starts to level off until some other factors come in, and actually paying things off can drop it. And there's all kinds of weird little kind of games that you have to play with it. But the point is, I was able to go from a very poor credit score to over a 700 credit score in only 2.5 years of just consistently working on never missing payments, having 3 credit cards, again, not great interest rates on them, but I never even let the interest hit. I pay things with them, I pay it off the next day, and then having my vehicle bill on it all the time. Now, there's all kinds of other little things that you can start to do on this. Once your credit starts to build and get good, you need to be able to move to other cards that are better, that have lower interest and build you more points. And then you start to go, okay, if I use this card, which gives me this % back on gas, then I'm always going to use this for my gas, or I'm always going to use this on my groceries, or I'm always going to use this on my travel. And then you start getting into the points game and the percentage game back. And those can really help you. If you just use the points for cash back, after that first year and a half of having those 3 cards on cash back, I had about $150 cash back. I used it, I put it back onto my card and used it for other things. So you can absolutely use this to your benefit and grow your credit. But when emergency things come up, as they do for every single one of us, you can go ahead and move when you need to and be able to qualify for stuff. You can go ahead and get a new or a replacement vehicle if you need to when you have to. It's not going to affect you going in for jobs. And, you know, life is difficult enough right now in 2024 with this economy and this inflation, without it being like, oh, my rent got hiked and I've got to move, and then you can't move because you don't have the credit to move where you need to, or you don't to move out of your parents' house, or to get out of a bad living situation if you're in it. If you and a partner, or you and a roommate, or you and anybody else, and you can't move to your next place, that's very debilitating position to be in as a human being. Or if heaven forbid something happens to your vehicle and it's not an accident, the car just, you know, craps out on you, you're going to be in a position where then you can make that move and take care of things and not have to worry about it. And it's a much better position to be in. So I'll share that with you. Credit score from the minute that you're starting off is super important. And if you're under 18, or if you have abysmal, can't get credit, whatever has happened, you can either go through a credit repair agency, or if you know somebody that is close to you, a family or friend that is extremely responsible with their money and with their credit, they can add you onto their card as an authorized user. And then every month when they make their payments on time, then it's going to show up that you're also having good credit. And parents, you can do this for your children as well. I'll make another video about that separately, but do everything that you can and take your credit score seriously, because it'll affect a lot of things in your life, guys.
What's your credit score?
737. So if you want to qualify, you have to have a higher score than me.
What's your credit score?
Very high.
What's your credit score?
What do I look like?
What's your credit score?
Too high.
What's your credit score?
Better than yours?
Credit score.
You don't need one when you have money. Final answer.
What's your credit score?
None of your business.
What's your credit score?
Tommy, bruh, I'm not playing with you for real.
What's your credit score?
Wait, what's your credit score, Tommy?
Wait a second. We're not talking about that.
Oh, I want to know what your.
They want to know what your credit score is.
No, they don't.
Everyone in the comment section is asking for yours.
No, they don't. You're lying.
What's your credit score?
It's just like we're in different tax brackets.
What's your credit score? 1,000. Wow, Betty. What's your credit score?
You know what, Tommy? It's none of your business.
Pretty low, huh?
I really hate that nobody said, don't mess up your credit. Think before you do something when it comes to your credit. Nobody told us nothing. Nobody told me nothing. And I'm just forever grateful that I'm not a part of that family that they use your name or your social and now your shit is all the way fucked up. Like, I'm forever grateful for that.
Now, Trump said credit is no longer a problem when you're trying to get approved for a place to stay. I believe it's an apartment. Look, y'all, this is a great thing. You know how many people that don't get approved for the simple fact that they had an eviction 5 years ago? One eviction from 5 years ago, 3 years ago can stop you from getting a place to stay. You know how many people credit is not so good because their parents screwed it all up when they was growing up. So they trying to get an apartment and they tell them, oh, your credit score is not high enough. Well, my credit score would be high enough if my mama didn't screw my damn credit up. You see what I'm saying? So another thing, so I think it's a great thing at what he's doing. He's trying to make sure that we have a place to stay, y'all. For the ones who can't get approved, if you've been trying to get a place to stay, apply now. Get you a place to stay for you and your kids, man. Trump is on our side, y'all. I keep on telling y'all that.
If this is your first time seeing me on your FYP, I am drowning in credit card debt. That interests you? Does that sound like you? I put my kids' sports on my credit card, Airbnbs, concert tickets, you name it. It goes on my credit card. And now I am over $8,000 in credit card debt.
We have over $100,000 worth of debt. And I wanted to share these numbers with you guys because maybe it'll make you feel less alone and maybe it'll give you some motivation to start paying off your debt in the ways that we are doing. And I'll break down all these numbers for you, like where actually the debt is coming from. I feel like sometimes you get stuck in such a hole where you just really do not even know how to crawl out of it, but you really just have to start. So let's get into it. Now, if you guys have been following along, you know that I've used social media to pay off one of our credit cards, which is awesome. Right now, we are working on paying off our second credit card. So this credit card has a balance of $7,564.18, which is obviously a lot of money. This is our Costco City card. And honestly, that card got so high because we were stupid and we put a couch on our credit card and then we got hit with a bunch of medical bills. And I put all those medical bills on the same credit card. So that is where this balance is coming from. The other thing is every single time that we go to Costco, even though we pay off the Costco run immediately, we do put the Costco runs on this credit card. I don't really know why we do that. And we need to stop doing that. So I will just say that out loud right now to hold myself accountable. Next, we have debt from a car that we bought a few years ago when my husband totaled his car, and the remaining balance for the debt on that car is $7,639. Where the bulk of our debt comes from is student loans. I was fortunate enough to where my parents paid for my nursing school, and I honestly, that is such a privilege because that is not at all what we're going to be able to do for our kids, and that's okay. I feel like most people cannot afford to pay for their entire kids' schools unless you're just super well off, and if you are, that is awesome. Seriously, that is so awesome, and I'm very jealous of you. So the remaining balance on our debt for school loans is $108,309.80. Now, obviously, those numbers are pretty big. That is because my husband, he has a doctorate in physical therapy. So it obviously was a very expensive schooling, and physical therapists really don't come out making that much money. So that's going to take us forever to pay off that loan, but that's okay. And actually, pretty soon, I'm going to be sharing something with you guys that's actually a really big life change that's going to help us pay off a lot of our debt. I'm not going to share it yet because it's not 100% actually happening yet, but it is a plan that we have that's going to help us to pay off a lot of our debt. And I think that it's just going to make us feel a lot better having majority of our debt paid off.
I have $40,000 of credit card debt, and my goal is to start paying that off this year. And I just want to clarify that this credit card debt did not come from me overspending or going on shopping trips. This came from a necessity, really. I've been using my credit cards to pay for the construction expenses in the home that I'm renovating. That is going to be the home that I want to live in forever. For the past 2 or 3 years, every single penny I make, I've basically put it towards my home, at a point where my house is very close to being completed. Once I finally move in, I'll be able to focus on paying off all this credit card debt because it's keeping me awake at night and it's giving me a lot of anxiety.
So my wife and I are almost at $111,000 worth of debt. This number gives me so much anxiety. But let me go ahead and break down what the debt is in. I got my laptop here. So we have, actually, let me put on my glasses. Hold on, because I want to get this right, okay? So we have one credit card that's $15,346. We have another credit card that's $1,205. We have a personal loan that is about $24,000. We have another credit card that's $14,788. And I have student loans, but I have them all broken down into loan A, B, C, D. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to call the loan by the letter. Okay. Loan A is, student loan A is $12,243.69. Student loan B is $9,729.80. Loan C is $7,379.93. And that's it for the student loans. We have another credit card here that is $9,846.39. And we have a car loan that is $6,860.65. We have another credit card, a medical credit card to be specific, that is $5,396 even. And then we have another credit card that's $3,388, which roughly comes to about a little bit over actually $110,000, but we're rounding it up because there's interest on all those credit cards, which could blow it up to $111,000. My spouse and I, we make $157,000 a year combined, not including our bonuses, commissions, or anything like that. So our income does fluctuate, but our base amount is $157,000 a year. We also live in California, which is pretty high. However, if we did not have this debt, we would be extremely comfortable.
Am I the only person that goes on a trip and then acts like my money is Monopoly money? Because I'm over here swiping my card, not realizing that I actually have to pay back my credit card at the end of this trip. Yeah, who gonna pay that? Like, do I have to pay that? Yeah, I'm not thinking about that.
So I live back home with my mom because I quit my 6-figure corporate career because it made me miserable and I didn't want to continue living. I didn't work for a year so that I could find myself again and heal from that corporate experience. I ended up working at a school, which is where I'm at right now. And this job, while I do really enjoy it, I love working with kids, I'm getting paid less than half of what I was making at my corporate job. And because of that, I have collected some credit card debt that I would love to pay off, but I can't with the job that I have right now. I need to make some more money. We are officially on summer break, which means I'm officially unemployed again. I'm trying not to stress out about it. I did save up some money this year just to cover my basic bills for the summer. But the goal for this summer is to find a new job by the end of August. I am going to be trying new things. I do work part-time at a coffee truck, so I'm going to continue doing that here and there this summer. I did pick up bartending, so that's going to be part of my exploration this summer as well, and one way that I'm going to be making some money. But the goal is to find something aligned, something that I am passionate about, something that I really want to do, and that pays enough for me to take care of this credit card. I am excited to wake up tomorrow and not have to go to work. I miss not having a job. That was the best time of my life. But I do have to sit down tomorrow and plan out what I'm doing this summer. What are some potential job prospects? What's the direction that I want to go in? So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about that tomorrow and how I plan on doing my planning for this goal that I have. And I'm posting this today to hold myself accountable. I will do that tomorrow and I will share it with all of you tomorrow. I'm holding myself accountable. We're doing this.
The number of people coming on this app telling people with credit card debt to just put everything on the credit card and pay it off right away, that's not going to work. There's billions of dollars of credit card debt in Canada and trillions of dollars of credit card debt in the United States. If you have credit card debt, you need to pay it off and cut her up. Having no credit score is honestly better than having a low credit score, because if you pay your bills every month, your rent, your phone bill, your utilities, you can apply for manual underwriting if you absolutely need a loan. That's where they take a look at your bills and you as a person before making that decision, not just your number, your credit score.
Credit card debt too. We go through these phases, right, where we pay off all of our debt and then we accumulate it again. Pay it off, gain more. Pay it off, accumulate. This cute little dance that we have going on, except for it's not cute anymore. It's not cute because you know what? It causes us to spiral. It causes us to get into these panic modes of like, oh God, how are we going to generate more income so we can pay off our credit card while also paying for our life and our expenses and our children and playing along the way. And I think everyone will tell you like, money's a taboo. Money's a taboo. Yeah, everyone knows that. But I think the after effect, the consequence of money being a taboo is that we were not taught how to handle or navigate money unless you went into like a finance field. Something about me, I'm not a finance gal. finance gal. And this through line is something I talk about a lot with the people in my life. My husband and I come from very different socioeconomic backgrounds and financial upbringings. And one thing that remains the same between both of us is this like lack of knowledge around money. It's like whether you had it growing up or you didn't, or you have it now or you don't know anything about it. It's just either there or it's not. I do believe in the power of manifestation and the power of being in alignment, and then you attract financial well-being and abundance, right? But I also do believe in like being practical and logical and being smart with your action and in what you do with your money, right? But I don't know. I'm just so curious if anybody who is either financially well off in their 20s or in their 30s and 40s can let a girl know, what's a financial tip that really changed your life? When and how did you pay off your credit card debt? One thing you should know though is I'm not going to do OnlyFans. That's a hard stop for me. Like, share your hustles, share your tips. Don't give me a spreadsheet though, because I can't fucking comprehend shit when it comes to Excel. Maybe we could just like all collectively help each other out in the comments. What changed your mindset around money? What was the thing that helped you pay off your credit card debt? And like, is it normal to be 27 years old and still not know what the fuck is money?
So I'm in a lot of debt, like a lot of debt. My goal this year is to pay down as much as humanly possible. I would love to hit at least $25,000 of that. I just wanted to come in here and be transparent about it because I feel like a lot of people recently have been, and it's been really nice to see and be able to relate to them because it's not something everyone talks about or is very open about. As a mom, there's a lot of shame and guilt around debt, which is crazy because I would say 95% of us can say the debt is not coming from shopping, or it's not coming from going on trips and buying unnecessary luxury things. It's literally buying food, your daycare tuition because your paycheck didn't cover it enough. I work full time, my husband works full time, and it is still a struggle. And we have to turn to a credit card a lot of the time to cover the rest of what that doesn't cover. And we've looked into consolidating debt. We've done that. We have loans, so it's just racked up a lot. We're trying to be really serious about getting it down. It's frustrating being in a cycle where you're living paycheck to paycheck because any extra money outside of bills or things that your kids need, food, groceries, goes to debt. So you have literally no money left over. And then sometimes after that, there's still things that pop up, like the kids need new shoes or medical debt. I love to see other people be transparent about what is going on, just to have someone to relate to and be on the journey together, I guess. It's really exciting whenever I see someone and they have a big win and they're able to pay it down. Like, it's just so motivating to me. Hoping that we can do that together. If you're struggling out there, let me know. Hope you guys have a great Sunday.
Let's talk loans. Like a lot of loans, not like $1,000 credit card loans, but like I had $160,000 of student loans. Yes, I got my dream job. I knew in high school I wanted to be a PA in neurosurgery. I knew after working in like different clinics and different floors, I wanted to do pediatric surgery. I am a PA in pediatric neurosurgery. So yes, I got there. I got my dream job. I did it. But PA school put me behind like $150,000. So yes, I do work full time and I will be working full time for a long time. But if you see me posting videos and if you think it's cringy, I'm going to do my best to get ahead of that loan money. I am down from $160,000 down to $96,000. So I've already put back $60-something thousand over the last couple of years. So I'm very proud of that. Me and my husband are doing a good job with that, but it's still a lot. Like, I still have $96,000 of loans, and we want a second kid eventually, not right now, but like, life is expensive and those loans aren't helping. I'm going to keep working. I love my job. Oh my gosh, do I love my job? But it would be so nice to be able to work my job and not have half of my income every month go to loans.
If you graduated high school or college and went into the real world between the years of 2016 and 2025, the world hates you, and I can explain to you why. The average rent for a two-person bedroom in 2010 was $1,008. As of April of 2025, it is about $1,836 for rent. The average monthly grocery costs about $250 to $300 per person. Today, it's about $504 per person, and obviously you're probably going to go at least twice a month. You're always not going to eat at home. You might want to go out and eat sometimes. The average cost to eat out was $11.60 per person in 2010. And in 2025, it's $15 to $20 per person. Oh, but I don't want to eat out. I want to go get some McDonald's. Depending on what you get, the average McDonald's meal price in 2010 was $5. Now it's $10. Maybe you want to go on a date and see a movie tonight. Well, in 2010, it was $7.89 per person to go see a movie. In 2025, it's $11.31 per person to see a movie. And that's just without buying concessions. To go to college in 2010, it was $112,000 with everything included on average. And on average in 2025, it was $146,000, depending on where you go and location, but this is just the national average. And hopefully after college, you can get a good job so you can pay off this money. Well, it's going to take you about the same time as it did in 2010. And I just graduated college and it's been about this time and I still haven't found a job yet. Because the market sucks. You want to know what else hasn't really changed? The minimum wage in 2010 versus today. It is still $7.25. In 2010, $100 would have been $100. And $100 today would be $139.60 in 2010, which is about an inflation increase of 39.6%. And almost everything has risen 40% due to inflation. So we're living in some good times now.
Nobody talks about how exhausting it is to constantly, every year, find new places to rent from because your current place you're renting from is like increasing the prices and you can't afford it anymore, or like, I don't know, whatever the circumstances. It's like every year having to jump into like the rental market and try to find something and then coordinate like your work schedule with your move out schedule and like packing and unpacking and like making the place look put together. And it's like by the time that you're settled in, it's like time to do it again, and it's so fucking exhausting. I hate it so much. I just want to be able to stay in one place and not have to do this shit every like year, every 16 months or whatever. Like, I'm so over it.
Every person I speak to in my age range is thinking about leaving the UK. These are all people born and raised in the UK, educated in the UK, but they're just like, you know what, either A, I can't handle this weather no more, B, the cost of living, or there's just more opportunities abroad. I honestly feel like there needs to be some sort of task force to combat this level of brain drain, because these are people who the government has probably spent hundreds of thousands in investing in their education and their healthcare from young, and now that they're at their prime, at their peak, essentially the country doesn't have enough to offer them to keep them around. Potentially even including someone like myself, like I own a business here, I'm thinking about leaving, to be honest, as well, because it's just like, yo, nothing works here, nothing feels right. I also think people don't have a problem paying tax when the services are there. I know people from Scandinavia, they love paying taxes because the services are A1. But out here, nothing's working, so you're like, what am I paying for?
Do you know what? Someone needs to tell me how people my age buy a house. Like, I'm 23, I'm 24 this year, and I just feel like I'm really behind in life. Like, so many people my age are engaged, they've got kids, they've moved out, and don't get me wrong, I'm in a very loving relationship and I want to do everything with this person, but how the hell do you afford it? And if so, if you have managed to afford it, please tell me on tricks or tips to save money, because I'm clearly missing a step and I want a house. It's just so expensive and I can't do this life anymore.
So me and my girlfriend are about to get an apartment, right? So tell me why me not knowing that when they say the cost of living is high, I'm not really seeing what they mean right now, because I don't have my own place yet, but we're about to get one for the first time, right? So we go to the freaking mattress store to look for a mattress. Why the fuck does the mattress cost more than my rent? Why does the mattress cost $2,000, bro? What the hell is that? And then on top of that, we get in the store and say, do you have any mattresses cheaper than that? We're looking for something under $1,000. The salesman goes to say, I don't have anything that cheap. What you mean? That's cheap? What? Something under $1,000 is cheap? What the hell? Bro, if a mattress costs $500, that's cheap? How? What the hell? $2,000 is the normal price? That's the cost of living now? Bro, they not even paying that. We not even working enough wages for that, bro. We can't afford that. Who do you think I am? I'm not Bill Gates. I'm not there yet, bro. I get it. I graduated college and all, but I still can't get a job. How am I afford that? Come on now.
Hey y'all, I'm Faith. I'm 22 years old and my husband and I are paying off $101.4K worth of debt.
with that being said, right now we are tackling my auto loan, which is sitting at a balance of $19,240. I made a payment of $30, bringing my auto loan balance to $19,210. If you saw my previous video, I set a short-term goal to hit an even $19,000 before we leave for vacation. We leave in less than 36 hours now, and not really seeing me hitting that goal. Hopefully can get close, but definitely not going to hit it, which is okay. But still have another goal to make it under 17,000 by the end of the month, or at least an even 17,000 by the end of the month. So we'll see if I can hit that goal. So don't ever get discouraged if you set little goals for yourself and you don't hit them. It's okay. Small progress is still progress, and that's all that matters. Happy Friday, and if you need to make a debt payment, make a debt payment.